Hello and welcome to the best automatic watering system for your farm in Rust. In today's video I'll be guiding you all through the process on how to set up your very own fully automatic watering system. This system can save you so much time and hassle. It always makes sure your farm has enough light and water. This space is going to need a few items, so let's get into it. You're going to need one electrical blocker, one fluid switch, two timers, one switch, three electrical splitters, three solar panels, one fluid splitter, one water pump, 2 electrical branches, 5 sprinklers, 4 ceiling lights, 1 large battery, 1 wiring tool and 1 hose. I know this looks like a lot of items, but it really isn't. You can get a lot of these items from outposts using scrap, and if you're dreading the thought of going to farm on the road and risking your loot, I already have another video on the best scrap method in Rust at the moment. You can find this video in the top right corner of the screen now, as well as going to my channel. Here is the base cost as well as the upkeep for the base design I chose. Remember, you can make the base any size that you want. All it means is that it will probably cost a little bit more as well as cost more to maintain. Alright, now enough of that, let's get into the build, shall we? Alright guys, to start the base build for the hemp farm or any type of vegetation farm, what you want to go do is you want to go build a 3x3, that's what I typically like to build. Theoretically, you could build any size base as long as it has a gap in the middle for fresh water. You can also build this base in salt water, but you will need a purifying station. I can do another video on that if you want, but it's not too hard to set up. Now I'm just going ahead and building my base at this current point in time. Nothing too special, so I will get back to you guys once it's all built. Alright guys, now what you want to go do is you want to get your large battery. You can use a medium battery for this, but I highly recommend a large battery. It's going to give you that headroom that you need. Place it down as close as you can to the corner wall of where you want your TC to be. Then you want to grab, for my setup, I like to have a window, just so you can see out of there with the TC. Also, it's just what I like to have. I like it for design purposes. You want to grab the TC and place it as close as you can to the battery. Then you want to grab 2 root combiners, place them near your battery, and then we're going to grab the wire. We're going to connect the output of our first root combiner to our second root combiner. Then what we want to go do, oops, if I don't fall down a hole, then we're going to want to go get up on top of our roof. I like to build a half wall and a triangle to get up onto most bases. And then we're going to grab our solar panels. Now you want to place them facing north of your position. This here will give you the best sunlight and the most charge throughout the day for your battery. Now realistically, you're more than most likely not going to notice a difference, but it is something worth mentioning. You want to grab the wire tool, connect it to your first solar panel. You can be pedantic about the cabling or the wiring if you want. I like to be, just makes things a little bit neater, but you seriously don't need to spend too much time. You can just drag it and put it in. Then we'll grab the input for your first root combiner, the second slot, and then you want to go put that near your other cabling. You want to go up to your next solar panel and just chuck that in the output. So now you have 2 solar panels running through one root combiner, which will go to your main root combiner, which you're going to use your third solar panel for. So you want to get that cabling. I like to make it a little bit neat. And then you want to connect that there to your second root combiner. So now you have 3 solar panels charging this large battery, and that there should give you more than enough power. Once that's done, as you've seen previously, already connected the output of the main root combiner to the input of the battery, and that there should start charging it. Then you want to go grab a splitter. This splitter is going to be able to split the lights, water pump, the circuitry for the main power circuit. One circuit for your farm and your automatic sprinkling system, and then you got another circuit for your lights as well as the water pump. Alright, now you got your planter boxes. You want to place them in the order that I do. It's going to maximize your space. Like I said, depending on what base design you have, is going to depend on how many planter boxes you can have. But you want to try to give yourself enough of a gap when you are planting in front of doorways. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain to try to jump over them, especially if you don't use a garage door or double door. And you're going to want to place them like I do, just like that. That's some of the perfect placement you can get. The reason why you want to place them as close together as possible as well is because of the lighting and the sprinklers. Now you're going to want to go place your water pump in the water source. It doesn't have to be in any particular spot, just in the water source, and it has to be able to get water. Now, Now we're going to be working on the main circuitry power for the automated sprinkling system. So what you want to do, before you grab anything from your splitter, you want to go set up your wall of electrical components. So what you're going to need 2 power branches, 2 splitters, 1 fluid switch, 2 timers, 1 switch, 1 breaker, and then 1 fluid combiner, as well as a water tank. You're going to grab the 2 electrical branches and place them there. You're going to grab your breaker and place that one there. It doesn't have to be, you actually don't have to place them like I do, but it just makes it a lot easier. You want to grab your switch, place that there. Then you want to get your 2 splitters, place them up here, just like that. Then you want to grab your fluid switch. If you go place it up there, that's a pretty good spot. That's where I like to have it. And then what you want to go do, you want to grab your timers, and then you're going to place them right here underneath each other like that. Boom. There we go. And what you want to do now, you grab an output from the main power splitter and you want to connect that to your switch. That will be the switch to turn off the automatic sprinkling circuitry. Anyway, so you want to grab the output from the switch and connect it to the first power branch. Then you want to grab that output from the power branch and connect that to the other power branch. Then what you want to go do is, after you've done that step, you want to take that power out from branch 1 and put it in the breaker. You want to grab the branch out from branch 2 and put them in both of the timers. Once that's in, what you're going to want to do after that, you want to go and set the power for each power branch. Now I've already went and configured this, but you need to have 15 on the first power branch and 10 on the second power branch. Once that's done, then we can go configure the time. But for just quickly, this switch is the one that's actually going to be activating the duration of the sprinkler system. The other switch is going to be activating the time in between. For the time on the first sprinkler system, I like to have it about to 5 to 7 seconds. The second one, I like to have it a 15 to 10 second duration split. So what that means is it's going to be 15 to 10 seconds until the sprinkler system gets activated again. But you want the output for that timer there to go to the breaker, and then you want the power out from the breaker to go to your second switch. From there, you want the output from your second switch to go in each one of the timers, as follows. Now what you want to do is grab the output from your second timer and put that on the input on your first switch. Then what you want from there is you want the power out from your first switch to go into the toggle and pump power on your fluid switch. This is also going to control when the fluid switch gets turned on and off, which will control the sprinkler system, as follows. Now what you want to do, you want to grab your water barrel and you want to place that down in front of the circuitry. I usually like to wait till I'm done all the circuitry until I place that down, as it just makes it easy to get to the circuitry instead of having that in the way when you're beginning. What you want to go do here is you want to grab the fluid input, and then you want to put it to the output of the fluid switch. And then you want to grab the fluid in and you want to connect it to the barrel. And then you want to grab the pump output, and then you need to connect that to the barrel input. Now what we need to do is set up the power for the pump itself. So what you want to do, you want to connect the input power for the pump, and you want to connect that to the original splitter that we set up earlier. Just like that. Now what you want to do is you want to have one sprinkler per planter box, and you want to place that in the middle of the roof tile above the planter box, as follows. Then with the lights, you don't need to be too pedantic about the lights. One light can generally cover 2 planter boxes. I usually like to place them on the edge of each roof tile, as this here should be more than enough light for the amount of planter boxes. Generally with planter boxes, they're pretty good with light sources. You don't need it to be directly above the box, unlike the sprinkler system. Now you want to come through and you want to connect the power to the lights. So we're going to go back to our main splitter and we're going to grab the output from there, and then we're going to wire it up to our lights. Good thing with lights and sprinkler systems, you can actually use a pass-through, so you don't need a bunch of splitters to be able to power all these lights. They have their basically built-in splitter where you can pass on power. So you grab it from the pass-through, you can connect it to the lights, and then you get the idea. You see how there's enough light on each? They don't need to be directly above the planter box. Then you want to grab the pass-through, just like that. Now, grab the output from the fluid switch and start connecting them to your sprinkler system. The sprinkler system also does have a pass-through, so very, very helpful. And there you have it, a fully automatic watering system for all of your farming needs. Now I'm going to play the rest of the video of me laying out the base, just to give you some reference of how I would do it. Feel free to design it however you want. Like I said, this base is extremely versatile. It can be built in many different ways. You don't need the exact same layout as I do, but it sure makes it easy. Now I just want to quickly mention all the support that I've been getting lately on my videos. It's been greatly appreciated. The amount of views that we've gotten in the last couple of days is insane, as well as some subscribers. I've only been doing this for like, I don't know, 10 days now, and I've already got 3 subscribers, and like I'm so happy. I really, really do appreciate the love and support that gets shown in my videos. If anybody has any ideas on what they would like me to do next, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to fulfill some requests. If anybody's unsure on something or you have any questions, let me know. But that's it from me. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and Wixel out.